What's going on YouTube? My name is Zach with Android Digest, and today I have a very special video for you today, and it's going to be my hands-on first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8. And this tablet released for $229 for the base model, and a lot of you might be wondering if you should consider buying this device. So I've only had this device for a couple of days, but I know there's a lot of hype around it, at least if you're looking for a budget Android tablet. There's definitely going to be some hype out there. So I did want to make this video for you to let you know if it is improved over the Tab A7. I wanted to really give you my hands-on first impressions. So I'm going to record myself using the device, and I'm not going to do all this fancy editing like I normally do. Instead, I'm just going to show myself using the device, and I'm going to talk over it without much editing, which means that I might say something twice, I might stumble over my words a time or two, okay? But I wanted to get this video out to you as soon as possible because this did just release, it did just become available for sale, and I know a lot of you might be wondering how good it really is. So with all that being said, let's get straight into this first impressions video and let's check out the Tab A8. All right, so I have the device right here. You're gonna see this is the black model, and this is the 32 gigabyte model that does come with 3 gigabytes of RAM for $229. Again, you could upgrade if you wanted to get a device with 4 gigabytes of RAM and more storage. That's gonna be a very important thing for some of you. You could get the 64 gigabyte version or 128 gigabytes. Now, if we look at this device and look at the design, first off, you're gonna see it's very familiar with something like the Galaxy Tab A7. So it looks very similar as far as the design, but it is a little bit different because it does look very boxy, I guess you could say. It's a very squared design. I don't see a lot of curves as far as the tablet itself, and I really do like that because, of course, I don't want curved glass. I do want to be able to put a tempered glass screen protector on it, but I don't know why. I really just love how there's, again, no curves right here in the aluminum. It's very nice aluminum on the back. It does feel very, very good. You are going to get some fingerprints. That is just the reality of the situation. But outside of that, does look very nice. And again, I love how you have 2 speakers on both sides. And again, the headphone jack, the SD card. There are some awesome things to see in this tablet for $229. I know a lot of you are eyeing something like an iPad, for example. Well, some of you don't want an iPad for one, and also the SD card, the headphone jack. This does even come with a charger in the box, which is awesome to see as well. And it's not just the cable, it's also the wall brick that goes into the wall. So again, some things to really like about the design, and also with the wall brick, of course, that comes in the box. Now, if we look at the front of the tablet, again, it's going to look very similar to that Tab A7. You're going to see these bezels on the top and the bottom of the device. That's one thing you're going to see. And also, if you look at the actual device itself and the display, you're going to see that it's very similar again to last year's Tab A7. So you're going to have a 1920 by 1200 resolution. That's just slightly worse than last year. And this is a 10.5 inch screen. And the Tab A7, well, that had a 10.4 inch screen. Now, if you look at this and you compare it to that Tab A7, honestly, I don't think there's a lot of big differences. I don't know if I would upgrade for this because the Tab A7 has a lot of these great features anyway, but I do think the screen is a little bit nicer. I think the colors are a little more accurate. I'm just guessing here that it's ever so slightly brighter than the Tab A7. Again, that's just my first impressions. I could be wrong. So again, I like the display and I like the design. Again, the boxier design, it's a little boxier. It's a little more squared off compared to the Tab A7. So I do like this device, and it does have minor improvements over the Tab A7. But one place that there isn't really a big improvement is the performance. In short, this has a Unisoc processor. I think it's a Unisoc T618, I believe it is. And if you compare that to the processor that you're going to see in the Tab A7, well, that had like a Snapdragon 662. So if you look at that Snapdragon 662 and again compare that to the Unisoc Tiger T618, that's a little bit of an odd processor choice, and I don't know why they didn't just make an Exynos processor. I'm guessing it was honestly just because of some type of supply restraints or something with COVID and everything like that. But if you do look at the processor, you're not going to see much difference between this and the Tab A7. So if you're someone who needs more storage, and I think you might need more storage if you're out there. I mean, I downloaded all of my apps. I downloaded a backup from my phone, And I had a lot of apps that I honestly didn't need. If I scrolled through my app list, you'd see that, well, I did have some banking apps, and I'm like, well, I don't even bank there anymore, because whenever you download all these backups over and over, it does actually download a lot of things from your phones that you don't even use on a tablet. And that was the case for me. I had things like a Jimmy John's app and a Papa John's app and a Pizza Hut app, and I could order pizza on my phone. I don't really use my tablet for anything like that. So with that being said, I was able to delete a lot of those apps, but I still have like 32 gigs of storage in this model, but I only have like 30 gigs filled, or I do have 30 gigs filled. That is a lot of storage to be filled, and I don't have a ton of apps here. And I really did try to delete a lot. The only game I have is PUBG Mobile, and despite that, I actually have almost all of my storage filled. So if you're someone who just gets on Twitter and Facebook, you have 5, 6, 7, 8 apps. Look, this 32 gig model I think is going to be perfect for you. Save the money. The 3 gigabytes of RAM I think is just fine for your average user. Again, if you are just doing some basic stuff, you could see here, I pulled up Amazon, I close it out, I'm going to go here to Google News, and I can pull that up as well. And when I pull all this stuff up, it's going to work very, very well. Looks like I already had it in here from the past. It's going to be pretty fast for your basic stuff, right? But if you do go beyond this and you do try to have 5, 6, 7, 8 things open at a time, those apps are going to have to reload themselves. They're going to have to come up again, and you're going to have to wait an extra few seconds. So if that's not a big deal to you, I think this is actually a pretty good value at the retail price. Now, again, I know there are some better values out there because other devices go on sale, right? The Tab S6 Lite is on sale, at least at the time of making this video, for $300. And that device comes with an S Pen. It comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it does come with more storage. So if you look at that and say, wow, I could get 64 gigs of storage, I could get the more RAM and an S Pen, and you're only paying $70 more in this device, well, that is a very good deal, and it does even have Samsung DeX. So you could use Samsung DeX as well, which helps you get some productive stuff done. That's an awesome thing to have. But if you're looking at this on the other end, a lot of you might realize that you want to save money and you still want a good budget tablet that's going to do basic budget stuff. And this is going to be a great device for that. So again, it's going pretty fast when I'm doing some basic stuff, of course. I understand that if I did try to tax it and I tried to do a little bit more, that it would start to freeze up a little bit. But you could see here, I'm doing my gestures. There is a little bit of a hiccup there. You see a little bit of a hiccup there. There are some minor hiccups whenever I'm doing this, whenever I'm going back and forth. And some apps are going to have to reload themselves because I only have 3 gigabytes of RAM. So that's something that you're really going to have to consider with this device. Are you okay with 3 gigabytes of RAM? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with the limitations that a tablet like this would provide? If you are, well, I think you're really going to enjoy this device. I think it's a really solid device. And again, you're going to see very similar benchmarks. Whenever I did run this benchmark test, I did get very similar results to something like the Tab A7. It does have a headphone jack. It does have dual speakers, and they are pretty loud. So there are some really good things to like. And of course, if you are getting this in 2022, you are getting a device that is new to the software. Of course, it does have Android 11. Wish it had Android 12. I also wish it had a fingerprint sensor, because if you look at the design of this device, you're going to see that it does not have a fingerprint sensor, okay? So that's one thing that you're going to see. No fingerprint sensor. That is a little bit of a bummer there. These are really just my first impressions as I'm using this device. Again, I've only had this device for a couple days. But if I look at it, I think it's a very good device for the money. Maybe you're someone who sees this device out there for $229, and that's really roughly what you're looking to spend. I think this is a very solid option for you. Hopefully this video has helped you really just see what this device is like, just in some basic usage. I know I haven't done a ton, but I do plan to have more videos on this. I might show this device off while it's gaming. I might also do a video on accessories. So please stay tuned to my channel. And also the Tab S8 is coming out soon. I'm very excited about that tablet. So again, stay tuned to my channel so you could see things like the Tab S8. You could also see things like the Tab S8 Plus, the Tab S8 Ultra. I'm going to be covering a ton of Android tablets. And if you don't like this setup, I know it's a little new. Again, I wanted to get this out as soon as possible, and I do have kids out there that might be yelling and screaming or things like that. If you heard anything in this video you didn't like, keep in mind I do plan to have a lot more professional videos like I normally do with my reviews, but I wanted to just give you some first impressions. So I hope you liked it. I hope you loved this video. Please give me a like. Give me a sub. That really does help my channel. And by the way, check the links in the description. That does help support my channel so much. So if you use those links, again, that does help to support me. But I did buy this with my own money. I really do enjoy it. And I am happy to answer any questions in the comments. So feel free to leave any comments, leave any questions at all. And I hope you all have a great day. And I hope you enjoy your week because times are crazy right now, right? So enjoy it and have a good one.